Okay, we are back from executive session. I will entertain a motion at this time to approve the release of agreement option. Anyone?
I move that we accept the leasing agreement option pending Jim Devine's
Approval and full board
approval
approval.
and full board approval.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Barron,
Yes.
Alt,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Zumwalt,
Yes.
Johnson, yes.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything you want to talk about on solar? Otherwise, we will move on to maintenance supervisor, who's been very patient with us this morning.
I used to have him at the top, he keeps getting moved to the bottom.
Well, we like having him around. He can answer some questions sometimes. You.
I said, I used to have you at the top, you just keep getting moved to the bottom.
Pretty soon we'll be off of there.
Not gonna happen.
It's the only way,
The whole month of December, we never had snow removal done a single time. I never salted once. And January changed that pretty quickly. I think 4 or 5 times Trent was here plowing, and they threw salt. And, so hopefully this January bill that I guess could be a pretty steep one, hopefully February will be a little kinder to us, and then who knows with March. But up to this point, we're doing really good with that, like service contract wise, because there was minimal in the month of November. We had a little bit of snow there, we talked about this, and then December was nothing, and January was pretty crazy. The 2 days, with the 30th and 31st, all the buildings were closed. I was here mainly to monitor and frozen water line or something. It hadn't been that cold for X amount of years. The only issue over all those days, I had a frozen water line out in maintenance check. And that was taken care of. Luckily, the line didn't break. We found what was going on. And that's good to go now. I was speaking a little bit in the hallway before the meeting with Lyle and John. The carousel of housekeepers, janitors continues to go here. Our janitor decided to quit. He was here 5 weeks, took another job. And so now we have another gentleman who started about a week ago. We'll see how that goes. I'm running out of applications. I hate to run the ad again, but hopefully this will, give me 6 months. Come on. It's, this 5 weeks doesn't work out.
Have you got the new one trained pretty good then?
Yes, it's only been a week. I literally just last week would come in the evenings and show him how to lock the building and whatnot. I did that with him 3 times, and it seems to be fine. I told him what I tell everyone, it's not, you don't have to do the whole building every day. It's impossible with the hours. I'm like, there's X amount of things that need to be done every day with the bathrooms and the garbage and whatnot. But then after that, it's divide the building up, and we've talked about this over and over again, and he's fine with that. It seems to be good. That's gonna work out. USDA, I had their carpets cleaned in there. It was 2 weeks ago, Friday. This past Friday was 2 weeks prior to that. it's in their contract every other year, they have to have their carpets commercially cleaned, and I seized the opportunity while the shutdown was going on to have them come in during the week as opposed to a weekend and get that done over there. It worked out good because a few days after that, they returned. And I'm also having the same gentleman do this room and the treasurer's office. I was asked to have those carpets looked at, and they're pretty bad in there. And so that, this coming Saturday, is getting done. And I'll be here when that's going on. It was a very fair price, I thought. I didn't get bids because the times before that I got bids for carpet. This particular fellow was way cheaper than anybody else, so I just used him. Let's see what else here. There were no heat pump issues this past month. Nothing really with the boilers. There's one that there's a gas pressure switch that I may need to change eventually. It keeps tell me there's a high pressure gas fault. I'm gonna have to reset it. It's happened a half a dozen times over this past month. I don't know if that's a regulator issue or the actual pressure switch. I need to look into that a little bit more, but it's working fine now. I might look into reventing the exhaust for the hot water heater here in the boiler room, because anytime we get a stiff north or northwest wind, I'll show up the next day and the hot water heater will kick itself off, and I'll have to restart that. And I can predict when it's going to happen, because every time we get a stiff wind blowing its way into the building, so I need to look into, once the weather gets a little more decent, get out there and repipe that or something, just to have it, to keep that from happening. In the 911 center, a week and a half ago, the heat doesn't run very often in there. It's primarily air conditioning. They had no heat the other day. As soon as the last cold snap came around a few weeks ago, neither unit would work. So, long story short, there was a condensate line in one of the units. There was a pressure switch that was filling up with water. That was taken care of. But the other one, there's a possibility it might have a bad heat exchanger, which would involve more substantial repair as far as money goes, possibly even replacing the whole unit. It's sort of sitting idle right now because, like I said, there's two units in there. The air conditioning works with both of them, and the heat works with one. So they do have heat, which doesn't get run very often, but that is definitely something here in the next couple of months that's going to need looked into a little deeper, and sort of weigh our options as far as what route we want to go with all that. We can talk more about that in a couple of months to come, maybe. We're at the courthouse and jail. Not a whole lot maintenance-wise. Very usually it's the other way around. Usually there's a lot over there and not much over here. I did purchase, you'll see on the claims, Sheriff and I discussed this. I bought a welder. I bought a small gasless flux cord wire welder. There's always things that are needing done, especially in the jail. I had to have a guy come in last summer and tack up a bunch of expanded steel, and the cost of that alone was more than what it cost me for everything I needed to purchase this. And it's here now, and anytime something needs done like that, I can use it, I can weld that. Just this past month, the floor machine, there's a floor scrubber over here in one of the courthouse. Not to strip floors, there you can see them pushing up and down the hallway. They scrub the floor and squeegee it up, vacuum it up. They're both about 20 years old, and there was a part that broke off of a foot pedal on that one. It needed welded. It didn't have welded. I had to have someone come repair that for me. Just little things like that, that it's going to pay for itself in less than a year. So if you have any questions about the welder on the claims sheet, that's what's going on there. Just this morning, I go through the jail basement. There's a 2-inch copper line squirting out water. So as soon as we leave here, I'm meeting with somebody that's coming to look at that to fix for me. It's happened some point over the weekend and nobody goes down there but me, so I don't know how long it's been doing that. But it's for the domestic hot water in both buildings, so we need to get that taken care of. Other than that, guys, just it's routine maintenance, little service calls, bathrooms, all the toilets down here on this east end, the men's and women's were blocked the other day in the sanitary line, but I managed to get that one done myself. Just little stuff with sinks, of course there's always light bulbs, wax ring on a wall-mounted toilet that was leaking, just little things like that. That's all routine maintenance. That's all I've got. Let's see, any questions for me?
Anything with chairs?
No, not yet.
And looking at the water bill, did it go up or did we just have that much more usage? Cause December it was $13.43 and January it's $17.68.
I don't know. I don't pay the water bill.
I didn't know if there'd been a leak over there.
What was it again?
Says the courthouse building, December $13.43 and January $17.68. So it was $425 difference.
I honestly don't know if there's any leaks or anything.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of inmate wise if there's,
Been more or whatever, I just,
I don't know the population right now. That could explain a lot of it. Cause I mean, sometimes in, a couple days it can go up a dozen.
right,
So,
we're down to
but it's leak wise, no.
Okay.
So I don't know what that's about.
Any other questions for him? Okay, thank you. All right. Next is audit claims and send to county board for approval. So, anybody have any other questions on claims?
On Mansfield Energy for the administrative center.
Yes, I have that circled too. I'm gonna ask Jill if that was for 2 months.
Okay.
I got a notice from them about a change in suppliers, which I've never had anything like that, where
Right.
they've changed suppliers. I scanned it and sent it to our rep who I deal with and didn't have anything back from him.
Okay.
First, I'm gonna see if that's just for 2 months, because then if you look up at Ameren also,
Right,
we paid nothing in December, but then we
Right.
have a $3,000 bill there. So I'm gonna have Jill look into those first and see if I hear anything back from Mansfield about what that is.
okay. It just seemed like another little,
Yeah, I have both of those circled also. And I'll let you know.
There was a day, Eric, that Steve Kennedy was over when he was helping me fix that floor machine. And we did take this carpet spot remover stuff that we have over there and did a section of one of those chair seats and honestly did nothing. It did nothing, so he proposed maybe having them steam extracted and go there, but as far as contacting anyone or anything, I've known nothing about it.
I know they have those machines at Walmart for like $40 to $50. I don't know if it'd be strong enough to do them, but it's just a chair seat, so
I know.
you would think that, but then again, I don't know if you have time to do that either, so it's.
Depends on the day.
Doesn't have another, but. Okay.
And it was brought up to the sheriff too, I believe.
He was actually, wasn't he over here at the last management meeting when that was?
I don't remember when that was,
I think it was
I
our
just
last
remember
meeting, actually.
Yeah.
him
he was
being
up there
aware of it.
last time.
Anybody got any questions on, any other questions on the, claims?
Move we pay the claims as presented with the board approval.
No. Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Now roll call.
Okay. Barron,
Yes.
Alt,
Yes,
Bowers,
yes,
Zumwalt,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, anybody have any old business? Any new business? Anybody wanna get out of here?
I move we adjourn.
Is there a second?
We came to life as,
All in favor?
you're younger than us.
All opposed?
Get out of
Motion
here.
carries. We are adjourned.